All right, good evening, everyone. I'm dancing to the music. Okay, do you guys like the music? All right, just feel very groovy, right? So, good evening, everyone. Good to see every one of you here. My name is Alex from MarketWise Asia. Once again, it is a Friday evening, the 22nd of April 2022. It is 11:32 p.m. now. So, if you guys can hear me loud and clear, please say a hi to me in the comments. As usual, I'm friendly. I won't bite. So, give me a hi, let's say a hi to me. And if you can, just give me a like, share, or comments. Give me some engagement. Also tell Facebook that you want to see more of MarketWise Asia content on your Facebook feed. Because if you don't do that, Facebook will deem that you don't like our sharing, and you start showing lesser and lesser of our content on your Facebook feed. And also our content, our broadcasting right now is also being shared on YouTube streaming as well. So if you are from YouTube, also say a hi to me in the chat box. So it's broadcasted via Facebook Live and also on YouTube as well. So let me take a look at the comments right now. Okay, so Han Hawk, all right. Keen, Pauline, Tiger Beers, okay, Felix, Amanda, Pui Yi, Saravanan, Ken, Gele, Waylun, Jolene, okay, Faith, Danny, Mark, ZJ, Christopher, Vincent, SP, Manho, Kok Leong, all right, Sean, Forrest, J Tun, so handsome, not as high as you are, 8.5 cm. All right, Mary, Ryan, LW. Okay, so I think there'll be more people streaming in right now. We have about 133 people. I think as of recently, right, the crowd will be more fragmented because I know some of you prefer to go to YouTube, some prefer to Facebook Live. Doesn't matter. Okay, as long as you guys are watching, I think it's good. Because right now the numbers it is showing, I don't know whether it's just on Facebook Live or is it combined together. Okay, so today, right, before I go into that, right, so just quick show of the disclaimer first. Whatever I share today is just for education and information purpose. It is not a recommendation to tell you what to buy or what to sell. Alex is always wrong, so please don't copy me. Right? My opinion doesn't mean that I'm right. Right? So please do your own due diligence. Right? So today's topic, I think, a bit controversial. I think it might draw some flack from some of you guys. Okay, so I'm talking about trading psychology. Okay, so whether it is bullshit or not. Okay, so of course, it is a very strong statement from me. I say, why I think trading psychology is a bullshit. Okay, it is. Okay, especially if you are a newbie. Okay, I will share with you more later. And of course, recently the market, it is not very good. Okay, has been coming down, a correction. Again, so this market updates, as usual, I will do. So I need your views as well. So do engage with me. As of now, all right, how many of you here right now, as of now, for the next 1 to 2 weeks, you are bullish or bearish? If you think the market will continue to fall within the next 1 to 2 weeks, okay, just type bear in the comments. If you think it is going to rally soon, the correction will be over, just type bull in the comments. So type bull or bear in the comments within the next 1 to 2 weeks. I want to know how are you guys feeling right now. Okay, so while you type in your answers, right, your comments in the chat, right, let me just share something with you guys first. Okay, so our YouTube channel, yes, our YouTube channel, we have hit the 1K subscribers mark. Okay, we are very simple. Okay, it is really just subscribe to our YouTube channel. Go to, just search for MarketWise Asia on YouTube, or you can go to the link in the comments, or you can see in the screen right now. Okay, all right. So very simple. Just yeah, I'm quite happy. 1K already. So before I go into that, let me take a look at the comments first. Okay. Mark say I moved from YouTube Live to Facebook Live to YouTube to see any different in the experience. Let me know. Okay. All right. So Adeline, let me see. Bear. Oh, quite a number of bear. Bull, bear. Sideways, bull. Okay. So I'm not sure if you guys can see the comments. Okay. Some are commenting on Facebook. Some are commenting on YouTube. I can see both. So I can see quite a number of you are actually quite bearish. I would say that about 60 to 70%, okay, 65% of you guys are actually bearish. I see more bears than bull in the comments. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So okay, when I talk about bear or bull, I'm talking about the US market. Most of the time, I'm focusing on the US market. Okay. All right. Bear. So all of you, a lot of you guys are feeling bear. That the market is always wrong. Okay. So I don't know. The market might have I don't know, a rebound pretty soon, maybe. Okay, we shall see how it goes later. I'll share with you my views later. Okay, let me take a sip of the water first. And some things to share with you guys. Okay, very fast. Okay, some of the offers during the Market Insights Virtual Summit that was held about 2 weeks ago. So Kathy and Boris, they have this ultimate crypto trading course. All right. So they are going to have their live trading session starting next Monday on the 25th of April. So let me go to the site right now. Okay, just to a very quick one to show you guys, right? So this is the ultimate crypto trading course. You know, they have this trading cost. There are about 50 modules, okay? So plus the 1 month live trading. So as what has been mentioned by Kathy and Boris, the live trading, I think one week about 2 to 3 times. So it's quite intensive, I feel, okay? So if you are into crypto, okay, and you want to learn more about crypto, especially on just crypto trading, right? I think this is quite a good offer, and you also get to have this exclusive MT4 5.2 where you can calculate lot size, adjust your stop loss and such, and this is a 1 month crypto crusher access. So all this, it is just only for 397 USD. That is about 500 plus Sing dollar. I think the reason I want to mention is because the live trading is going to start on the 25th of April. That is coming this Monday. All right. So this is the link over here. You can see over here, right? So whatever the module, you can take a look. And yeah, I'll post the link in the chat box, or you can see on the screen. If you can't find it in the chat, just go to the link in the screen. So let me see, where is it? Is it here? Okay. So Kathy and Boris is actually very kind. They actually let me have access to this ultimate crypto course. So as I mentioned, right, there's total about 50 modules inside, quite number of content. I can see deep dive into top 10 currency. Of course, if you are already into crypto, the earlier chapters might not be so relevant to you, as in you already know already. So these are not the main one. So the main one will be starting from chapter 6, 7, 8, 9, day trading strategy, 10. Okay, chapter 10 is on the what strategy is that? Okay, it's a crypto string trading technique. Okay, I'm not sure that you guys can hear the sound or not. Okay, so this is just to let you know, this is 10 minutes, okay? And 11 is the RSI, this one is more, okay? Lesson 12, crypto breakout trading strategy, 13, cost averaging and such. So quite intensive course. So consider getting that if you're into crypto, okay? So yeah, another one to go through is that this IG promotion, right? You can also trade crypto on IG. So let me go through this IG platform very quick, okay? So IG is a CFD broker. So in a way, it is good that you can trade almost anything on a IG platform, okay, be it BIG or CMC, whatever the CFD brokers, right? They allows you to trade a lot of things. And IG, they have cryptocurrency as well. You can trade Ether, Ethereum, Bitcoin, right? Litecoin, EOS, Stellar, New. So and just focus on this few, all right? So I believe, Kathy and Boris only focus on I think it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. If I'm not mistaken, you can just trade, or you can the strategy can also be applied to other crypto as well. Okay, just for information. All right. So yeah, you can head over to this IG virtual booth over here. I'll just do a quick one as well. All right. So very simple. This booth, if you're intending to trade, crypto and a lot of other things, the futures, the commodities, the stocks, everything, forex as well. You can head over to IG where you have the promo right now. You create an account before the 30th of June, make a one-time deposit of 5,000 Singapore dollars and place at least one CFD trade, basically one trade lah, and you get to have $188, right, credited to your account, and also get to have this Rainer Teo. All right, this price action trading secrets blueprint book. Okay, so this is still available. All right, so we have a few more copies left. So for the first 20 also, so do register for this account. This is just additional for if you intend to open account with some brokers. Okay, can. And let me go. And also this Beanie, right? I'm not sure how many of you actually attended Beanie wash and rinse webinar on 18th of this week. 18 is this week, right? Yeah, on Monday. All right. So have this webinar, and if you're interested to sign up for Beanie Wash and Rinse, and for those who have been following me, right, you should know that I always talk about Beanie Wash and Rinse because I always also use this method to trigger into my trade. So you can head over to the link over here. All right, I'll post the link in the comments. If you join the Wash and Rinse, right, the Alien Wash course before the 25th of, sorry, it's 25th, before 25th of April, right? That's on Monday, right? You get to have a bonus Tor lesson. So let me go through the link over here. Once again, a very quick one. Okay, so the Alien Wash, you can also download this free indicator just to test out. Okay, by the way, this trial is only available until the end of the month, So if you want to try it out, then you can go ahead. But if you're already convinced you want to join, which I think is very good also, all right, is 100% refunded. The details are over here in the link. All right, okay, and you can just go through it yourself, or you can just head over to YouTube. Ini Ong. All right, this is the one. All right, this is the one. Okay. Hey guys, I'm preparing the slides for the upcoming options. All right, so this is the one. I'll post the link in the comment or in the chat. You should see. All right, this is not the one. Okay, this is not the one. All right, this is not the one. Okay, but after the ads, you should see Beanie's webinar already. Okay, I posted it in the comments already. That's the replay. All right, so yeah, so let's kickstart this session right now. So so just also a quick show of hand, right? I'm going with the proper already. So the trading psychology. How many of you actually think is very important? If you think it's very important, just type important, IMPT, or important in the comments, IMPT. Or you think it's bullshit, okay? Just type bullshit in the comments. Just let me know. Okay. I know from my Telegram channel. Okay, so I can see that there are people who already disagree with me. Okay, I respect their decision. Okay, it's okay with me. So where is it? This is the one. All right. So George doesn't agree. I think trading psychology refers to a self-sabotaging, lack of confidence and such. And blah blah blah. Okay, so essentially he think that trading psychology is very important. Okay, okay. So what I want to share is that trading psychology is important, okay, but not the most important when you are first trading the market. Which means that if you are still hopping, from strategy to strategy, you don't know which method to take. Where you don't know whether you want to go into day trading, swing trading, or just position trading, or you want to be an investor. Then actually, trading psychology is not the most important. Okay. I remember when I first started out, I read some books, and they always say that, psychology, they always bring psychology into the picture. Okay. It's not because the method doesn't work, it's because, your psychology is not good enough. You must prepare yourself, the emotions, the revenge trading, how to prepare yourself when you have lost a lot of trades. But I feel that it is not the way if the method doesn't work, no matter how you train up your psychology, it is not going to work. In short, right? You need an edge, okay, an edge. Then psychology is the next step to go. But if you are still new, don't know which method to go, psychology is not the first thing you need to go to. Okay, the first thing you need to go to is to find an edge, find a setup that can make money one. Then you go into psychology. Okay, how many of you actually agree with me that? If you don't agree, it is fine as well. Just type disagree. So basically, If you talk about trading psychology, right? I think one of the most famous book is this book called Trading in the Zone. Trading in the Zone. All right, you can just Google Trading in the Zone. Trading in the Zone. Okay, this is a pretty good book. All right, you can go and read it. Okay, you can just head over here and be whether you go and borrow or you want to just buy it. It's okay. Let me share with you a screenshot of what in my Kindle today. Okay, I go and find that phrase over there. Okay, this was taken in the Kindle. All right, can you see that? I think it's not exactly very clear, but just bear with it. I'll read through with you. Okay, trading in the zone presents a serious psychological approach to becoming a consistent winner in your trading. Right, I do not offer a trading system. I'm more interested in showing you how to think in the way necessary to become a trader. Then come the most important part. All right. I assume that you already have your own system, right? Your edge, right? You must learn to trust your edge. So, in other words, before the trading psychology comes into play, you must have an edge. I hear this area. I already assume. You already have your own edge. You must learn to trust your edge. Okay. Again. How come no response? How many? So you all don't agree with me? Having an edge is more important than the trading psychology. Okay. If you agree, type agree. If you don't agree, type disagree. It is okay with me as well. So I remember when I first started trading, I don't want to name the site. Okay, I don't want to name site. So this guy just show me how to trade pin bar lah, inside bar lah, hammer, candlestick pattern lah, okay, shooting star lah, okay, shooting star is bearish, right? Hammer is bullish, right? Just trade, right? Okay. I tried the method. I follow the method religiously. How they draw the support resistance line. It is very standard, very textbook based. Okay, very textbook based. So I tried for a while. I just can't seem to make it profitable. Okay, every time I trade, 50-50, sometimes I win, sometimes I lose. Okay, it just doesn't mean profitable. So I thought that my psychology got some issue. Okay, maybe I need to harden it up. That kind of thing. So I try to put. It still doesn't make me. It still doesn't make me profitable. Then that's when I think that actually the psychology might not be the problem. it is the setup, the strategy that is causing me the problem. So after that, I tried, I discarded the strategy, I changed to other strategy and starting to pick up, I lose lesser and lesser. So once I become profitable, okay, then I realized, hey, I think maybe I can, how do I enter more efficiently? How do I exit better? Okay, how do I, don't FOMO? You get what I mean? How do I prevent that kind of revenge trading? Because at some point in time during your trading journey, right, you have consecutive losses one. Okay, then it's like, oh, what the fuck is going on with my trading? Then you lost consecutively, that kind. So let's say if you put 2% per trade, if you lost 5 times, right, consecutively, you already lose 10% of your capital already. So you need to know how to rebound back from this kind of situation. That's where trading psychology, will come into play. Okay, all right. Okay. Yes, Sally, both is important. Age as well as psychology, both is definitely important. But as I mentioned, I repeat, for those who just joined me, when you are first starting out, psychology, don't bother first. Just concentrate in finding an edge. Okay. So what do you mean by, all right? Okay. I think trading psychology refers to one mental attitude to cutting loss and step losses. Yes, in a way, but okay, if you already have the edge plan out, and edge meaning that you know when to enter, when to exit, when to follow strictly the stop loss, all this, right? It should be part of the trade plan already. It should be part of that already. Okay. I think the psychology is more of like when you have consecutive losses, when the trade is not going in your way. Okay. I think that is more important to know how to trust your trading strategy along the way. Okay. So so just for those who don't know what it is an edge, right? Okay. So an edge from a statistical point of view, right? Are you able to properly identify entry and exit points in the market such that over a large sample size, right, you are able to generate a profit from all these trade. I think can understand, right? So basically, you place 10 trade, 20 trade, 50 trade, 100 trade, and after you place all the trade, after enter and exiting, you should be still profitable. So if you are profitable, okay, all right, you means that you have an edge, okay? The ratio it's not important. Whether you have a 90% winning ratio, to me, it's not important. Important is that what is your risk to reward, okay? And over a large sample size, I think at least 50 and above, okay? Of course, 100 and above is definitely a bigger data size, all right? And of course, it depends on what is your trading strategy. If you are doing position trading, okay, hitting 100 trades, okay, can be difficult. You might need a while, maybe 1 year, 2 years, that kind before you can hit to 100 trades. If you are doing day trading or swing trading, the results will come very fast because for example, day trading, right? Every single day you might have a few trades, okay? All right, then very fast you can have this data point of 100 trades. You can analyze whether if you follow the rules, this setup, okay, this is where you know that whether you're profitable. Swing trade, okay, maybe every a few days you might have a few trades also. So very fast you can also reach 100 trades, okay. And one of the easiest way you can do it is to backtest or forward test. All right, backtest or forward test. So backtesting, of course, you need software. All right, forward test basically you don't know whether this strategy it is working fine or not. You can just use your real money or use paper money, okay, and just demo trade for a while, okay. And when it comes to backtest, a very funny one, I'm not sure whether I come across this kind of situation. Sometimes you attend some courses or whatever it is, the trainer or the educator tells you that it is backtested, okay, backtested. Then this freaking bugger will tell that, hey, this is a backtest result, anything that is previously doesn't mean that it might continue to work forward in the future, right? Okay, when you show them the forward result, they might be in doubt also. So I don't know how to convince these kind of people. Anyway, I'll show you different way where you can do back testing or also and forward test. Okay, so one of the way you can back test your strategy to see that whether you have an edge, because if you don't know, okay, if you learn a method or such, you can either forward test, just trade directly, or you have your own. Along the way, you are more experienced. You want to add in more of your style. Add in more of a trigger. Then you need to back test. So I know Rainer, my good friend, trading with Rainer. He uses Any Broker. Any Broker, you can go to this link over here. All right, I'll post the link in the comments. Any Broker, it's not exactly a broker, but somehow this name is a misnomer. So it is actually it is a backtesting software. All right, so find a combination, optimization, and such. So whatever you can think of, you can backtest, but you need some programming knowledge using Any Broker, and Rainer is using this. Okay, so for me, I don't really use this. So I'm using this thing called the market in out. I remove this first. Okay. I remove this. Okay, I remove it. Okay, so I go to this. I think I shared before. So this market in out, right, is a screener. So I'll post a link in the comments. All right. So by the way, if you intend to subscribe to market in out, I'll get a cut of a commission. So about very small, doesn't matter. Okay, but I get some referral fee. But personally, I'm using this as well. So this strategy backtest is not the most complicated and the most extensive one, or you can customize a lot of things, but I think it is good enough for me, who is a non-coder. But if I have some ideas, right, I can just put it inside. Of course, there's some simple coding back, very easy to do one, which I try to input as well. That's how I managed to screen out, my pivot points, the wash and rinse setup as such, using market in out screener. Okay, so let me try to zoom in first. So let's say, for example, all right, my strategy. I did this quite some time ago. Okay, so let's say I have some that I think a few weeks ago I have some idea lah. So I just back test this. Okay, I input bullish shooting star. Then I input some of the codes over here. All right, a very simple one. Okay, exchange I want Nasdaq. New York cap, large mid cap, price above 20 moving average, and some of the things are okay. Some of the things you might know, and some of the price action thing not important. Okay, and you can prioritize stock by the highest 1 week relative strength or whatever it is. Okay, lowest 2 weeks relative strength. Okay, let's do this. Okay, and then you can see how you want to manage your position. Okay, so maybe all right, stop loss 7%, trading stop loss 2%, take profit 14%, and how to exit and such. Okay, initial capital maybe 100K, okay, that kind. Okay, max portfolio size maybe I put 15, that kind. So you can adjust it, and then you just maybe last year, okay, then you just maybe until now, this year until now, so you can just back test. Okay, that's it. This strategy as of this year has no edge, -2%. Okay, then you see whether what is the profit factor, the drawdown, and all this will tell you whether you outperform the S&P 500 or you are underperforming. All right, and of course, 1 or 2 years is not just good enough. Okay, you can just test it for maybe say 2021 to maybe 5 years. So 2016 to 2021, right? Then just back test. Okay. You take a while to let it run. Okay. So actually this one actually profitable. So at least I know that at least in the long run, this could be profitable. Okay, so at least I might want to look into that as such. Okay, then I'll go explore deeper exactly what are the trades that it is taking and such. So for example, I go into the trade and say this is a profitable one. Okay. Right, then you see that where do you enter? Okay, enter over here, right? Enter, exit over here, that kind. All right. And then if it's a losing trade, okay, why is it a losing trade? Then you go that kind. Okay, you enter over here, but after that it came down, that kind. Okay. So basically, these are the methods where I will use to at least test it out first. Test it out first whether it is actually I have an edge or not. Okay. If after testing out the back testing, it 5 years, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, it cannot even be profitable, then I know that straight away this method cannot work one. All right. So no point for me to pursue this method. So it is the same as, for example, right now, you all know that, price above 200 days moving average is in uptrend, right? Okay. It's in uptrend, right? So you buy, most likely you make money in the long run. But let's say you don't know anything about moving averages. You know absolutely nothing, zero. And someone tell you that, you just buy when 200 days moving average, when price is below the 200 day moving average, you just buy. This has been proven to be profitable for my past all the trades. And if you don't know anything at all, you follow this guy, say, buy when price is below 200 days moving average, sure make money when you buy. Okay, so can I just have a show of hand in the comments? Do you think you'll make money or not? You think yes or no? Yes, you type yes in the comment. No, you type no in the comment. All right, do you know, you guys get what I'm trying to ask you, right? Okay, so let's say you know nuts about trading. Somebody tell you that, hey, I have this strategy. You buy when price is below the 200 days moving average. Okay, you should make money. You don't know, just follow. Can make money or not? Most likely no, right? Okay, you all should know 200 days moving average is the long-term trend and it's a downtrend. If you keep buying a downtrend, most likely, okay, you die faster, right? Like Ricky said, right? And then you keep losing money, and then you must be thinking, hey, this guru say do this, you make money one day. How come I'm not making money? Then you must be thinking, hey, actually this is my trading psychology is not good enough. I must learn how to enter properly. I must know how to exit properly. When not to revenge trade, that kind. And I can tell you, no matter how you train on your psychology, when you are doing this strategy, all right, I remove already. When you're doing this strategy, when you buy when price is below 200 days moving average, no matter how you train your psychology, you are not going to be profitable one. You get what I'm trying to say now? So first of all, getting a setup, your age is extremely important. Okay, so this is for newbies. If you are totally new, still searching for that setup and such, right? Then you need to really focus on the setup first before you move on to the psychology. Okay, can understand so far? So for me, I already tested already. Okay, like let's say my method, trend following, buying, at pivot point, support, all this, it has an edge. Okay, it has an edge. Okay, so let me try to I think can show you over here. All right, so I think this something. This is the ETF one. Okay, I will show you the criteria. So I set, like, let's say for example, stop loss set 2. All right, trading stop loss 1%, 6%. Then prioritized by the lowest 2-week relative strength, and then 100K and such. So let's try again. Okay, so this year it is still positive, and the market, it is overall down. So I backtested, for the past 5 years, 10 years. Okay, it is still positive. Of course, this market in out is not perfect because you take all the trade, and without taking into context of what's happening in the market, whether it's ranging or such, anything they saw a trigger, then you take, and not the best. Okay, and but at least I know that if I do it blindly, right, at least I'll be profitable. So I will still pick and choose my trade. Okay? Not the best solution. This is, I think, more for retail traders to actually backtest. But I think it's good enough for me now. Okay, Ken? Okay, so am I clear so far with my explanation? All right, this is just my personal view, okay? If you don't agree with me, I think it's fine. So if you think that everything is okay, all right, just type okay in the comments before I move on. So once again, I want to tell you my point of view, not so important for newbie. All right, age is more important. All right, so you can either back test, forward test. There are two ways of doing it. Any broker, okay, I know some traders are using that. Rainer Theo from Trading with Rainer is also using this as well. All right, for me, I use Market In now. All right, so okay. So this is just a quick topic on the market psychology. Okay, so let's go ahead to the market right now. Okay, so wow, the market, wow. After I talk for a while, market dropped to 1.56%. Okay, so I'm not sure whether you guys can see or not. So the Nasdaq futures is dropping to 1.57%. S&P 5 futures is 1.85%, down also 1.8%. All right. So which one you want to go through first? Okay, let's go through the S&P 500 first. Okay. All right. So I'll be honest with you. This pullback is actually steeper than I anticipated. So recently I got a few, not a few, I think 2 positions stop out, just 2. Okay. So I'm not really into stocks recently, more into commodities and FX. I'll show you some of my trades later. So yeah, all right. I was expecting price to hold on to this cloud and pivot level. All right. This is the S&P futures, but it didn't hold. It didn't hold. So as I mentioned last week on my Facebook Live, right, I don't want to see price to go below this 4,003 level, okay, which is all right, which is just at the cloud support over here. And if price really do break below the cloud, I believe that we could have more downside to come. Maybe testing the low in March is a possibility. So right now, even though generally, right, in the longer term, okay, if you look at the weekly time frame, all right, we are still, okay, above the cloud, all right, but long term we are still above the cloud uptrend, but daily time frame, okay, not so strong. The correction is still ongoing. As I mentioned, I don't want it price to go below 4,003 level. Okay, for Nasdaq, the weakest one, okay, it has really broken below the cloud already, and this pullback since the from the top to the low over here is about 11% already. Okay, so as I mentioned in my last Facebook Live, this level for this month, this S1 level is a price that you need to watch out for. We might see some short-term support over here, which is at this 13,450 level. This is a short-term support. Okay, we shall see when price hit there whether there's a rebound over here. But overall, generally, I am still overall bullish in the market. Just that right now, the correction is still ongoing. Okay, this is just my personal view over here. Okay, just my personal view over here. So last week I actually mentioned that I have this wood timber and forestry ETF. So yeah, that was my entry over here. Okay, so this is a wash and rinse. This is a wash and rinse. Okay, wash, wash. All right, there's a wash bar and then a rinse bar over here, a rinse bar over here. So above the cloud, above the pivot point, a wash and rinse, I go. So my take profit was somewhere around here. Okay, this bar here. But you know, it should do somewhere around here lah. Doesn't matter. But next day, because the market overall, it is now trending recently, correction. So price came down. So heng, I take profit here lah. Okay. All right. So I think Christopher from Facebook, one of the subscriber actually say, hey, he missed the wood. I mentioned this. He didn't follow. He missed 2 times already. So I think I mentioned wood 2 times before in my Facebook live. Okay? But doesn't matter lah, because there's always opportunities. In the future, market is always open. Okay, this one happened to be profitable. The other one, okay, right, it doesn't work out. It is REMX, which I mentioned last week also. No, so no, I meant in an uptrend, okay, price above the cloud, okay, pull back over here, okay, and then price actually do a wash and rinse over here, wash and rinse. So I thought price, you know, could continue higher, but it didn't. So it continued to fall. So I exited this trade already. Okay, so hit and misses, but you know, at least the wood will cover the rare earth trade because I think the wood one, the risk to reward is 1:1.5, 1:1.5. So overall, I'm still okay lah. Okay, no problem with that. So yeah. So for now, okay, from what I see from the market, right, I see that some of these commodities it is not doing so strong. How many of you actually notice that the commodities, especially the some of the energy and also the metals, are not performing so well for the past 1 week? If you notice, just type yes. If you don't know anything at all, if you don't notice, just type no in the comments. And do respond to me. Do give me a like, share, comments. Oh yeah, all right. So talking about 40 minutes already, so only got 59 likes there. So if you're watching on Facebook, give me a like, share, or comments. Liking is free, doesn't cost you money, okay? And if you're on YouTube, right, just subscribe to our channel. Give me a thumbs up as well, okay? All right. Okay, so yeah, so your yes referring to you realize that the energy and the metals are not doing so strong, right? So just I don't go through into the stock first, just a quick show into that's for example Alcoa is an aluminium stock, okay? Previously was very strong also, okay, uptrending in a way. So uptrend, then the trend line getting steeper, okay, and then price come down, okay. So right now, very simple for those who have been following me for some time, is this an uptrend or a downtrend? Is price below the cloud or above the cloud? Is it below the CPR, the central pivot range? All right, the answer both is below the cloud and below the CPR, right? So Alcoa is definitely not a buy now in terms of daily time frame perspective, okay? Long-term wise, weekly, all right, still uptrend, okay? But you know, hit the yearly R2 level already and price came down, okay? I don't know whether price continue to come down, but I believe there could be more downside, okay? But overall, long-term still uptrend, but you know, mid-term wise, daily time frame within the next few weeks, also 1 to 2 months, price can continue to have some selling pressure, okay? That kind of, all right? There could be. So if you take a look, actually, what I mentioned actually last week, okay, on I state that palladium and such, right, towards the end of the month, they tends to get bearish for the metals, okay. In fact, if you I mentioned more metals like, you know, like gold, silver, platinum, all these copper. I didn't write it down, but you can go back to my last Friday Facebook Live and go and rewind and hear what I say. Okay, so this part of the month, end of the month, April, generally a weak month for the metals, and it coincides. The price action now actually does this. All right, so since I'm into this already, I might just share with you. So 12 a.m. right now. Okay. All right. So this is for bearish, bearish. So continue over here. So for the silver, okay, silver SILVR, silver 27th of April to end of May, 11 years. Okay, 90% it is bearish. Okay, palladium, copper. I think it's the same. It's the same date, lah. Okay, about the same. For copper, copper wise, 28th of April, okay, to 20th of June for the past 12 years. All right, 92% of the time is negative. Basically, 12 years, 11 years is negative lah. Okay. Of course, this is just based on seasonals, and you need to know what is happening right now in the market, the geopolitical issue, Ukraine war and such, and COVID in China. All these are, of course, this will come to play as well. Okay, yeah, the price action has to confirm first. Doesn't mean that I need to repeat. Doesn't mean that the seasonal say bearish will be bearish all the way. Price need to confirm first. And platinum also. Okay, palladium, platinum. Okay. So I will share with you some of my trades later as well. All right. Yeah. So copper, all this. So yeah. And let's take a look at the chart right now. So and oh, by the way, I also want to share with you guys. I also want to try to automate my trade. Very similar like Beanie. Because sometimes trading stocks have to monitor until midnight, that kind, very tiring. So I try to automate and of course with some trigger. All right, so let me share with you this. Okay, you guys can see, right? So this is the market in out screener. All right, so platinum. Okay, platinum is here. All right, so yeah, basically this is a screener. So you can see that a lot of these trigger will be sent to me. Some of these not important one because a lot of these triggers sent to my Telegram group. Okay, the more important ones will be sent to my SMS. So one of the more important one is this commodities one. One of the very first commodities metals that tell me that it is weak is actually platinum. It's actually platinum. So on this date, April 20th, about 2 days ago, platinum. Great. What the first metal to show me this is platinum. So the screen actually pushed to my SMS as well, platinum. So you can take a look at the platinum chart right now. Platinum. Wow, today down a lot. Okay, yeah. So, all right. So, what do you see about platinum right now? Platinum. Okay. Platinum, is it uptrend or downtrend? Based on just looking at the chart. Don't care about the geopolitical issue or whether you think that China, Ukraine, stop import, exporting, that kind. Just by looking at the chart, is it a downtrend or uptrend? Can you just share with me, engage with me again, make me happy a little bit, can Down or up? Downtrend, right? Yeah. Thank you, Christopher, for your answer. Ken also down. So very simple. Okay, platinum. All right. It was uptrend. Okay, downtrend below the cloud. Okay, that seems to me that it is actually weaker than the rest of the metals already. All right, and then price actually, what do you see? Price actually hit back to the central pivot range over here. All right, okay. So this is the first resistance already, and then there is a wash, and then this is a rinse bar. Okay, wash and rinse bar. My entry was somewhere around here, not at the absolute low, I enter somewhere around here. Okay, so and actually just now only, I actually exited. I put my take profit somewhere around here, just at the swing low over here. So very fast trade within 2 days. I'm out already. 3 days actually. I enter here 1, 2, 3. Today third day. I'm out already. So yeah. So I try to let the trade push to me. So if you're interested to know what is the wash and rinse, right? Because it is taught by Bini lah. So I don't really want to share. Okay, so you just head over to this. All right, I'll post the link in the comments. Okay, so over here, just sign up for the wash and rinse course. I think there's one person who actually messaged me via Facebook, asked me whether how I feel about wash and rinse. This is exactly what I'm using. I'm sharing with you all this while about wash and rinse, right? Yeah. Okay. I think the site is loading a bit slowly. Is it working? Let me see. Never mind. Okay. So while it load, oops, shit. Okay. So the alien wash cost, 100% refunded, $700. If you still unsure, you can download the indicator first. Okay, we show you the wash and rinse. And if you register before the 25th of April 2359, all right, by Monday, you get to have access to this bonus Thor lesson, live webinar, to basically a summary of what everything Bini has taught. Okay, all right, about the wash and rinse. So I think it's a very good course. Okay, so do head out to it. Okay. So as I mentioned, right, so I'm looking into the metals because I based on seasonals and such, and I try to make the trade comes to me, semi-automation comes to me instead of me looking for the trade. So basically, I don't know about platinum one until until I saw this trade push to me in my SMS lah. I want to know about commodities, so I push to my phone SMS. So that's how I take a look at platinum. And hey, actually I find actually not bad. Looks like my kind of setup. Definitely my kind of setup. I'll place a trade. I'll test how it goes up. All right. Another one. Recently, I also placed more into forex as well because the stock market is correcting. So and I don't want to go short on the stocks because anytime the market can turn. Of course, there are some bright spots in the stock market. Some of the energies is still moving, and such of the like a few days ago, the hotel airlines are moving, but it can be hard to catch some of this. By the time it flies, can be hard to catch really. So I rather not trade them for the time period because overall the market is still down. Okay. And another one that I just want to share with you is it this? Okay. Try to show you this. Okay. By the way, some of the trade that's being pushed to me doesn't mean that I will take. So I will still look at the chart and see I want to take or not. So I just let the trade comes to me first, then I decide, look at the chart whether I take or not. So another one that I'm looking at, yesterday is actually this. Kiwi Sing dollar, Kiwi Sing, NZDSGD. Okay, push to me already. So I'm not looking at the trade until it push to me. So you can take a look also. All right, NZDUSGD. Okay. All right, so this is the Kiwi Sing. I'm not sure whether you guys can see. Okay, so yeah, below the CPR, all right, then supported at the cloud over here, rebound. It should rebound, right? But then, okay, there is also a wash bar over here, and then a rinse bar over here. Okay, my entry was somewhere at the low of the previous bar over there. Okay, enter. So right now it is in profit right now. So I'm holding on to the trade as well. So yeah, then you must be thinking, hey Alex, above the cloud at the support, shouldn't be I be thinking of going long instead? Okay, all right. If you take a look at like 2-day time frame, okay, All right, it is actually still in a downtrend one, you know. Downtrend, trying to break above the cloud, but cannot, and then come back down again. So downtrend, all right. And based on the weekly time frame, longer time frame perspective, it is also on a downtrend. Can you see price actually go back up, hit the cloud resistance level? These are yearly pivot. This is a yearly pivot, if I'm not mistaken. All right, yearly pivot. Yes, yearly pivot. Okay, the black dotted line over here, yearly pivot. Okay, and then come back down. So that's the reason why I decided to place the Kiwi and Sing dollar short. Anyway, this just sharing with you, this is not a very typical trade because Kiwi dollar and Sing dollar, not the major or minor cross pair, but the spread is still okay. I think it's just 3 pips okay, and I'm doing swing, so I'm okay to do that. So yeah, and of course, again, I'm this is as in I'm just trying to show you some of the perfect trade lah. Okay, not every trade, not every trade is perfect lah. Okay, so there are also some being pushed to me also, like for example, like Euro USD. All right. Sorry, I'm trying to find. Yeah, too many already. Never mind. Okay, never mind. Yeah. Okay, it's in my SMS, but just to share with you. So Euro USD is something that I've taken a loss. So initially, all right, I thought there could be a rebound. Okay, so there's a wash also here. This is a wash bar and then a rinse bar. Okay, all right, and I placed the trade in. Slightly in profit for a little while, and then price just came back down, hit my stop. I just placed it under the day low over here, and I got stop out. So I think it's okay, doesn't matter. Okay, so yeah, so there are a few trades that I lost, but overall, as I mentioned, right, this is the edge, right? This is the edge. From a statistical point of view, entry exit over a sample size, I'm still able to generate a profit from all these trades. And this will be my edge already. Okay, so trading, there's always be losers, there'll be winners as well. Okay, all right. So everything okay so far? Everything okay so far? So as I shared with you, right, these metals are, you should be looking at metals. Metals is not so strong. If okay, just type okay in the comments. Okay, where is it? Yeah, metals is pretty bearish. So let's take a look at some of the metals right now. Let's take a look at gold. Okay, gold. Gold also, okay, last week, I'm not sure whether you remember what I said. Gold seasonal is weak, right? This April, end of the month, right? As I mentioned, okay, you can choose not to short, but you also be careful about going long into gold, right? Last week one, if you don't believe, go back to last week Facebook Live and rewatch it. Okay, so as I mentioned, hit the CPR. All right, I think not a good time to go long. Don't chase. Important is don't chase. Okay, all right, and then price just came down. Okay, right now we are still holding at the support at the cloud level over here. Okay, so but again, I'm not so keen into the metals right now lah. Okay, so let me take a look at the comments. Right, when you say metal not strong, does it include steel? You can take a look at steel. Steel, the ETF is XLX steel. Okay, it is still uptrend. It is still uptrending. Okay, but the past 2 days, the price action is also not looking very good. All right, so consolidation uptrend, then forming a double top, hunted the previous high over here, and then come back down. So right now we are back into the yearly, as in the central pivot range over here. All right. So within the next few days or next week, if price cannot hold further, all right, I think there could be more downside to come. But you need to remember, you will be trading against the trend. Okay, daily time frame, it is still uptrend. Okay, and if it should bounce, it should bounce pretty fast. Okay, I don't like to see that kind of bounce. Okay, that is half-hearted. Okay, not much action one night. Bounce a little bit like that, small price action. If like this, right, then it is looking like a bear flag. Okay, a bear flag. Then the possibility that price do another leg down is actually much higher. Okay, so for like palladium also not looking very good. Okay, palladium I shorted one times over here. All right, so right now it is already below the cloud, and right now can you see over here it is being resisted by the central pivot range. This is the green dotted line. You might not be able to see. Okay, this is the green dotted line. So price is hovering around this level. So there will be a few layers of resistance for palladium as well. Let's say if it broke above here, okay, hit the pivot point, another resistance, hit the cloud, another resistance. So you need to be careful on that. Right, silver. All right, once again also not looking good. Okay, price is also below the cloud already. All right, and of course if you're looking at longer term time frame, okay, we are at a support lah, but if you're looking at daily time frame, not the best time to actually buy into the metals right now. So this is my views for the market right now. Okay, so let me take a look. Yeah, the market right now is still down. Any question so far now? So I think today's session is quite straightforward. I talk about the age, the backtesting, and such. The psychology not so important if you actually a newbie. And I think the trade ideas for this week is actually the metals. Metals is not so strong. Okay, for stocks wise, equities wise, right? I have not much ideas to share about because overall the market it is correcting. So I don't want to short also. Long if you buy, I also don't really want to buy. So the previous ideas that I've shared previously, okay, still stay intact. Still stay intact. For example, where is it? Too many already. Okay, some of these I know infrastructure, XLB, SLP, okay, and in fact the seasonal sectors I mentioned in my last Facebook Live, right? In fact, based on seasonal, April is actually a good month, right? Okay, but right now it is not so based on price action. But typically April, if the month is good, you buy any freaking thing, also most likely you go out one because April, May are good months. But right now, not so, not so. Can any questions so far? Want to ask me any question? We still have some time today. 1 hour, just nice, just nice 1 hour. All right. So any questions, just let me know. I still have some time to talk, sing song with you. We try to end before 12:45 lah. Or are you getting some value, some clarity on this, some ideas from this Facebook or YouTube streaming? If you are getting some good ideas, some value, just type value in the comments. Just type value in the comments. Give me some support, okay? All right. Now the market is down, so just follow up. Don't trade, enter only. Yeah, Shah, you said it absolutely correct. So market it is down. So that's why I can see I don't really trade the stocks right now. Nothing much to talk about lah. Okay, of course there are a few bright spots, but generally I don't try to trade. And if you notice, I rarely talk about individual stocks. Okay, I rarely talk about individual stocks because I feel that I'm not that good at picking individual stocks, unlike Jay Tun, our booster webinar speakers, right? So by the way, if you're interested to join Jay's course, feel free to do so. Okay, go and watch the replay also over here at MarketWise Asia YouTube channel. About that, YouTube, you go to MarketWise Asia, 1K subscriber, okay? So head over here, or 1.01 already. So head over here, all right? And then go to this one, market tanking. Are there more downside to come? This is the webinar, all right? Jay is very good in picking individual stocks. For me, not so good. So I rather just trade the ETF as well, just the ETF, okay? And FX and such. So the broad-based one. Talking about that, all right, I forgot to talk about the energy as well. Okay. Energy, yes, energy. I want to share with you this also. Okay. The natural gas, which I feel is a climatic move. Okay, climatic move. So up, then go up, then pump like that. And the last big candle is a very big candle over here. So it's a counter trend move lah. But just sharing with you my thought process, why I think it could come down, okay, and how I actually express my trade. I didn't trade natural gas directly. I didn't short directly, okay. I didn't short directly. So because I'm counter trend, this is uptrend. Whatever I've taught you still apply. Uptrend above the CPR, above pivot point, above cloud, uptrend, right? And based on the recent geopolitical events, I don't know how high natural gas and all this energy price can go higher, and it is very volatile. Okay, if I place a direct short, okay, price can go down a little bit, and then price go higher a bit. It could be, right. So I'm exposing myself to this kind of movement. Okay, so the way I express this trade, it is some I think is risky, but I think it's okay to me. Okay, I'm actually I sell a vertical spread, call spread on natural gas. All right, natural gas. Okay, for those who know about options, right now at the high here, the price is $8. Okay, $8. Okay, so I sell a call spread. I sell a call. So basically, I sell a call at one price, then buy a call at a higher price. Okay. No, I sell the natural gas futures directly. Okay, as in the options futures. Sorry, options futures, not into UNG. Option futures. All right. So $8. Guess what price is my call price? My strike price for the call. Any guess? Right now it's $8. The high is about $8. Any guesses for those who are into options? Okay. So when I check into that, in fact, the options premium is gao. Okay, because the IV, the implied volatility percentile is high. So if I sell options, I have a very, 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 very good premium. Okay. Anyway, I think maybe you don't know the answer. Okay. I see no response. So actually, my strike price, my strike call, when I sold the call, is actually 10.25. 10.25. Can you see this red line or not? Okay, red line. The day to expiry is, I think that time when I first entered into the trade, it's about 36 days. Less than about one month, not 1 month. 1 month. And then and the other spread is about 11.25, 125 about, okay. The H, oops. Turn the H somewhere else. So I sold the core vertical over here, which means, okay, that for me to go wrong, price has to move. Oops. Oops. Somehow can't get it again. Never mind. Okay. So from here to here, I can't drag the thing. So it's about 45%. So natural gas have to move up 45% within 1 month. Then I'll be in very, very great trouble. But of course, price don't need to hit until 10.25 lah. If price just move a bit higher up like that, I most likely I need to cut loss already. Okay. Normally for the premium, 2 times my premium, I will cut loss one. 2 times my premium, I'll cut loss one. Okay. So the good thing about options is that as price can come down, I make money. Okay, price don't move due to time decay, I also make money. Okay, price can move up a little bit as long as to move up too high, too much, too fast. I also make money. Okay, so this is how I express my natural gas futures lah. So far it is also okay. Another one that I'm looking at is actually bonds as well. Okay, bonds I feel it is very oversold, very oversold, very oversold. So I also sell the T-bonds futures options. I sold a put options at a very out of the money. So still good premium. And again, this is discretionary trade. I'm just sharing with you what I do, not asking you to copy me. These options futures can be quite dangerous if you don't know what you are doing. Okay, all right. And this is against the trend, counter trend. Okay, and the bonds market has been down all the way. Okay, down all the way, and of course you know that the inverse is true. If the price of the bonds is down, the yield is going to hit higher up, right? So this the 10-year yield is bulldozing all the way now. Okay, but I think short term wise, the bond market might have a rebound soon. So once again, for if I sell options, right, price can go up, I make money. Don't move, I also make money. Move a little bit down, I also make money. Okay, all right. Just as long as you don't make a very sharp down, okay, then I'll be in very big trouble. Big trouble, I have to exit fast. So I need to manage the trade. All right. So DLLM, it is a Cantonese, bad word. DLLM is a Cantonese bad word. The option trade has a lot of room for error. Actually, yes and no. Okay, as long as price don't have very volatile movement, then I think it's okay. A sharp move against me, then I can lose pretty quick. So yeah, I need to manage the trade. Need to manage the trade. Okay, so it seems easy but it's not that easy. Okay, it's not that easy. Right, just to let you know. Okay. Maybe it's asking, right, when market is down, we still can trade to short. Yes, can trade to short. So for example, like the metals, the natural gas. For the natural gas, I'm just using options to express my shorting trade only. Okay, yeah, natural gas. I'm actually in fact shorting, just that using options to express my trade. Just that I don't trade stocks per se. I stay clear of stocks for the time being. Okay, when the market actually reverses, and the stock market actually time to go up, then I'll go back in again. So right now, more focus on commodities, options, and FX as well. Okay, all right. This is just my personal view. Okay, any question from you guys? Maybe just 5 to 10 minutes more. I can answer a few more questions before I call it a day. All right. Yeah. So I mentioned earlier, right? So I'm not a person who is so good in picking individual stocks, but I think I'm pretty okay in finding the strong sectors, the strong industry, yeah, okay, the strong asset classes, all this I think I'm pretty okay. So I prefer to just trade the broad market. That's my style lah. Okay, that's my strong point. Because most of the time, you ask me to choose stocks, I choose stocks A, I buy stocks A, don't go up. Okay, go up a little bit, but stock B I don't choose. It goes up a lot, but I'm not inside that kind of. So I'll get frustrated. I'll just trade the whole ETF lah. Easier for me. Okay, might not be that explosive. Okay, but the profit is there. Yeah. All right. Okay. Any question so far? So the market right now, it is still down quite a bit. All right. So Friday evening down. Yeah. Not good for the week over here. No question. No question, is it? No question. Then I shall call it a day. One last time. I shall wait for another maybe 20 seconds because I know Facebook and YouTube has some lag time. Got any question? Type me a question. No question. I shall call it a day already. All right. So I don't see much question already. So thank you so much for staying with me until 12:42 a.m. Once again, thank you so much. Once again, last call. All right. The ultimate crypto trading course. If you're interested into crypto, right now is your season to trade crypto. You want to trade day trade, swing trade, you can go into that as well. Good offer from Kathy, Lin, and also from Boris. And from IG promotion, if you want to trade crypto and all the asset classes, using CFDs, IG promotion also have a good promo right now, and also get to have 188 credited to your account. All right. And wash and rinse is also one that I endorse. I've been using wash and rinse. If you want to sign up before 25th of April, by Monday, you get the bonus Tor lesson. If you want to have a demo, as in a trial run on the Tor indicator, feel free to do so. But okay, the demo will end until the end of this month. All right, so I'll post the link in the comments. All right, and yeah, so that's all for today. And also, right, do watch the webinar. All right, go to Market Wise Asia, subscribe to our channel and watch the webinar if you haven't done so. Okay, Ken? So yeah, thank you so much for being here. Good night, Wan An, and have a good weekend ahead. All right, good night. Bye-bye.